Previously on Legacy of Ash.
Who is Asha Flynn?
I have a sister. That's her.
I'll help you with your sister if you help me with mine.
We have a meeting with the slaver.
25,000 credits, and you get your slave.
Deal.
Alright. Where to?
I have a daughter, and she's in the Darklands. We now return to Legacy of Ash. The camera opens inside of a cockpit of a small shuttle flying through what appears to be a pitch black landscape. You guys have Asha, Bruto, Remy, Var, and Vox are there. You guys are flying towards this kind of green glowing light from the phosphorescent, is that the word I'm looking for? Mushrooms. Bioluminescent, yeah. I don't know what phosphorescent is.
I think it's in the water.
Cool. Let me know
It was
how...
chemically like phosphorus.
Yeah, it was like
Cool.
Rolomus.
Well, anyways, it's glowing mushrooms. They're pretty cool.
Shit glow in the dark.
You guys also see these like vents that just shoot out some sort of natural exhaust. It's kind of this like almost like a green fire that juts out of the ground. You guys definitely feel like you're on an alien world, but truthfully, this is the moon before it was colonized and built skyscrapers hundreds of stories high. As you guys are flying in, you begin to approach the town. There's no shadow port, there's no spaceport, there's no landing. As you guys are flying around, you see that all the buildings here, from what you can glean from the failing light, it's all very natural, return to Earth. Even the wildernesses of Dantooine feel too civilized for where you guys are entering. As Remy finds somewhere to set the ship down, you guys hesitate for a moment to even leave. Everything around is so pitch black, and you hear the valve works off in the distance, the mechanical thrum of almost a full planet. And you guys land. The side door to the shuttle opens, releasing the pressure, almost hesitant to take your first breath. Stepping on to somewhere where you know there's breathable air, you know that there's people here. It just feels like such a planet far removed from where you guys were not more than an hour ago. As you guys step out, you see kind of paths cut in the earth. There's not grass, it's mostly dirt or hard mound. As you guys press in, there are animals feasting nearby on troughs, some sort of farming community. Everything's so dark and so hard to see. As you guys step forward into the community, you see aliens that are humanoid, but very much deformed. They're known as Evocil, I believe, or Evoc. And they look like humanoids kind of back in time during like kind of cavemanish days. Their faces are distorted. They look like a cross between cavemen and aliens, kind of faces distorted, weird shaped features. They all carry bows or arrows or spears, shields. They wear very minimal clothing. The air is very hot and humid down here. While there is no sun that pierces this deep into the Darklands, the valve works nearby create a humidity that makes your clothes cling to your body. The light from the mushrooms actually looks like people cut pieces of this mushroom out and put it in little pouches by their side to use it as a sort of flashlight or this kind of small light-keeping source. And as you approach, many of them speak in a foreign tongue to you. And as you guys approach, some of them become very defensive. And they start squawking at you in some very basic, very primitive language. And they look at you and they have you kind of at spear point. And you just keep hearing the only word in Galactic Basic that you hear is outsiders, outsiders. And you hear it echoing through deeper into the village. What do you do?
Everybody looks at me.
Outsiders.
We're here for your sister.
Let's go
Your
patay.
sister.
Let's go patay. Outsider.
Does anybody know what they're saying?
We're looking for someone.
And they start whispering amongst each other.
Outsider. And I grab Asha and pull her close, and I take a how are they called? Glow rod?
Okay.
Take a glow rod and crack it and hold it above so they can really see us.
And see you as Klaatu.
Yeah.
Okay.
Outsider like us.
Gato. And they kind of start to mutter, and they keep you at spear point, but two of them kind of run deeper into the village. And they bring back someone who looks to be an elder. He has, for very few facial hair, he has a little bit of like a goatee of gray. And he comes walking up, and instead of a spear in his hand, he has a walking stick. And as he approaches, he says, "Wanderer, you have come to the Darklands. No outsider comes to Darklands. Why are you here?"
We want to...
Asha kind of pushes up, and she steps forward, and she says, "I'm looking for my daughter. Little one like you, yes?" You guys both nod. "She is in separate camp, far away. Danger here. Little ones go away.
What kind of danger?
The monsters in the dark." And you just start hearing them whisper and kind of in a very quiet tone. "Verblither.
Are the little ones safe?
Nowhere darkness touches is safe. But far away, far from the nests."
That sounds creepy. How do we get there?
Guide can take you.
Do you have a guide?
Yes.
Can we borrow your guide?
Yes. If you have any tribute or food, we happy to guide you.
Does
So
Vox still have food?
Yeah, we wheel Vox forward and pop open one of his compartments.
Yeah. So
Space in our eyes.
yeah, he's loaded. He probably has
Hey Vox, come here.
I don't know, he probably has 20 meals inside of him. How much of that do you give away?
Probably, I don't know, how many we got? 1, 2, 3,
Probably most
4,
of
5 of us, so
Okay.
15?
Okay, deal. So you give all but 5 away,
Yeah.
and they start celebrating, and they basically say, "We leave in soon."
Were you gonna say a day?
No, they don't have concept of time, so
Well, we've been to a place where there's no light, and we've been to a place where there's no dark, so
there you go.
we get the whole spectrum
There
covered
you
now.
go, yeah. Right. So he says, "Make ready. Very dangerous. Take time. Be ready. We leave soon."
I just kind of I take my blaster rifle, and I don't know, they've got some kind of on switch, right? They have to.
Yeah, they have like
So
a
I,
power button.
Hit the power button so it makes the charging sound.
Very cinematic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're ready.
Yeah. Okay.
Have they ever seen space MRIs before?
Yeah, I mean these
Okay.
they're very far off the beaten track,
Yeah.
right? This is like
I was just gonna show some of them how to make
This is like people who think Inkham is like a big city, right? Like, they still understand.
Hey, if you're watching, you will get it.
Us.
Us editing the episode later.
Yeah.
But basically, they kind of welcome you. They very much are very touching all the fabric of your clothes, and they're like, if you don't have anything clasped to your belt, it might walk away. So definitely they're very excited, but they're also very kind of anxious around you guys. And the younger ones, the teenagers, what you would guess, are very much enamored with Var, and they're just kind of examining each and every one of you guys. It's basically like Jawas when you guys roll into town with anything mechanical. How it just kind of gets sexually assaulted.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, so at one point Var's, hey, slaps a hand away, Remy says, hey, keeps the hand there.
No, Remy's more like, hey.
Yeah. What's your name? Ushka Vunda.
Yeah.
It's so beautiful.
Oh, Omelette du fromage, yeah.
I used to know a girl in high school who had that name.
Careful. This is three lines away from becoming betrothed to one of their species. Deal. So after you guys see the scout is brought forward. He's identified to you. Let's give him a name.
You never like my names.
Don't name him like Ted or something,
I was thinking Toby.
Steve.
They give him a name that's unpronounceable to your language, and Remy goes, Toby? And he goes,
Toby.
no, Toby.
Kevinima!
Right, so Toby, he looks very decked out. He looks like he can travel very light of foot. He has a spear and a sling, and he has a little pouch full of volcanic rock kind of thing. And you guys see him, and he says, almost ready. And he goes over, and the whole village comes to one of these central kind of vents, and it keeps firing, and they're all kind of in this big circle, and the elder's the closest, and he's watching, and he's shouting up to these pillars of green flame that shoot out of the earth. And he turns, and this goes on for about 5 minutes.
Meanwhile, an army of hyenas kind of high step, Nazi kicks by.
What is that from?
Lion King.
Oh, okay.
But it's okay, because we're ready for this.
Gotcha. So, anyways, you guys watch them, and you can hear them singing and chanting to this green flame, and white hyenas sneak by Nazi kick style.
I wish I knew the lyrics to that one.
Anyways, so after a moment, the elder comes back to you and he says, "Be very careful. Flames tell of danger and bad omen." And then he turns to Toby and he starts speaking back and forth to them in Ivoki. And then, it almost looks like he's almost yelling at Toby or lecturing him very sternly. And Toby just keeps nodding and nodding and nodding. And very, very humble, very disciplined, very respectful to his elder. And then the elder pats him on the shoulder, says something else, and he turns to you and he goes, "He no speak that well. He know danger. If he say danger, listen. Good luck."
I think before we take off, I want to pull Asha aside.
Okay.
And I kind of take off my holdout blaster's holster, which has always been like a underarm concealer to keep inside my jumpsuit.
Okay.
And I hand it to her. I've been holding on to this for a long time. It's time I give it back to you.
Bruto. Sorry, she wouldn't call you Bruto, would she?
No,
The one with an M.
When you have to look up your real name.
Hashtag Star Wars things.
It's the one with an N.
Hashtag
yeah, because it's Marco.
Core World
Marco Flynn.
Problems.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
Deal. So Marco, you know I hate these things.
Look, you're gonna need it. I know you don't like it, but we're I took it.
It's fine. Come on. Let's go get my daughter. Alright, so you guys embark, and you guys travel for some time. I'm going to have you guys roll survival.
That's a
I've
skill.
done it for a while.
Yeah, how do we... What do we roll?
Oh.
What is that
It's
out
against
of?
a set check. It's called survival.
Oh, God.
Difficulty.
So I'm going to make it... I'm going to make it 4 purples.
Oh,
But...
Oh my God.
But, I'm going to give you guys a boost because of your guide.
Our survival.
Now he is leading the way. This represents basically your ability to regulate yourself in this environment, right? It feels so unnatural to you. So basically what's going to happen is if you do very poorly, you'll feel a lot more uncomfortable. You'll take strain, your strain threshold might go down, etc. Okay? So it's not like if you fail this, you guys get lost in the Darklands forever, because, that's the sequel to this campaign.
We just become mole people.
Yeah. Evoke.
So how's everyone doing?
I got 3 greens.
Yeah, three
We're all
greens.
on the same. Yeah.
Sounds like you guys are about to be very spooked.
Yeah.
I can remove black on survival checks.
I don't even want to ask how.
Force
Crap.
Force bullshit.
Yeah, the rule book called Force and Destiny lets me make up rules.
I know you have a Reddit, so.
Okay, wait.
I
no, that's
succeeded
not-
with 1 success.
Well, look at you, Mr.
Look at you, Mr. Force Bullshit. Alright, how's it looking for
fail?
2 fail?
I have a lack of success, 2 threat.
Okay, so for every failure, I'm going to make your strain threshold go down, and for every threat, you will take 1 strain. And you just... Sorry, what was your result?
Lack of success, 2 threat.
Okay, so you'll just take 2 strain. And your strain threshold goes down by 2, and you take...
No, and I just had
Okay,
fails.
deal.
So it's
All right.
basically the same thing.
Yes.
Mine can't get feeling better.
Yep. So, and that will last as long as you're in the Darklands.
Dogs just
For
don't
your-
do well in dark and closed places.
This is true. Yeah. Yep. Right. So you guys
As
travel.
we're walking, I actually kind of like grab Bruto and stop him a little bit. And just be like, I don't like this. I feel like we're headed into a trap. These people are just gonna leave us down here.
But man, I don't really like it either. But we're already here. We're headed out. And I guess I'm not just gonna leave my kin.
Want me to stay with the ship?
We don't leave Fox alone.
No, Vox, you better stick with us.
He starts looking around a little bit.
There's an owl.
Yeah.
You son of a bitch, Fox.
Just R2 on Dantooine.
100%.
Yes.
Yep. All right, so you guys go pushing forward, and you hear Vox just wow.
Fox, none of us want to be on
Mumbling.
this. It's fine.
Yeah, he says something that you kind of get the gist of, but the Bruto hears, I don't even really like that guy. I don't want to meet it. Like, I don't want to die for his niece. Yeah.
Damn it, Vox, I'm the only one that can understand you. Who the hell are you talking to?
Yeah, I'm just carrying on a conversation with them about strippers now.
Vox is just talking about how he doesn't want to be on the mission. Oh yeah, I saw this one in Krill.
Yeah, speaking about on mission. Right, so you guys travel for some time. After you leave the periphery of the village, it just turns pitch black, and it's almost like a scene from a movie where you can barely see the ground ahead below you. You can't see anything on the horizon after a while, and you're just walking in a direction thinking, how the criff does this guy know where he's going? And he just sometimes will stop, and he'll just kind of look around, and vents go off in the distance. You guys hear alien sounds coming from different directions. You hear clacking sometimes, just kind of this nervous clacking, and he'll start walking in a new direction with some speed, and you guys kind of pick up in pace. And And you guys travel for some time, and off in the horizon, you do see a faint glow of this green mushroom light. And just as you're feeling like, oh, you either went in a giant circle or this is the new camp, he stops, and there's vents go off right next to you. Kind of scares you guys a little bit, and then you hear that clicking again. And then he stops, and he just puts his hands out, and he says, danger.
Damn it,
Danger,
Toby.
danger,
I
danger.
knew you were gonna say that.
And then he grabs his spear, and he just starts like kind of aiming it in like a kind of almost firing arc ahead of him.
Probably just gonna take a knee and enter a firing stance.
Yeah. So what do you guys do? He takes a knee and kind of puts the... You have a rifle, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he puts the buttstock or pretty close to his shoulder. What are you to do?
I'm standing by Vox, and I just take out my little
Cap
blaster. Yeah, pretty
She
much.
doesn't hold it like a gun.
No, I never have.
It's kind of held weird where it's the
She knows how to fight just because she's not good at it, but she knows how to do it. Anyway, yeah, I just hold that and I'm standing near Vox.
Okay. And
Who
he's
I
just
imagine
going,
I at some point put one of the mushrooms on top of.
He's just
Vox,
yelling
that
at
means
you
shut
about
up.
Vox.
That means shut up, Vox. Vox!
Vox, you got a cannon.
Wah, 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 wah.
I thought it was a funny joke.
I don't actually know how Vox works, but I just put my hands over what I assume where his sounds come out of.
He has an eye spoke, and then you put it like you kind of block his
Yeah.
below area. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he just goes, woo, woo, can't breathe. Alright, what does Remy do?
Var, whatever you're doing, he says he can't breathe.
Remy kind of unholsters both of his guns and pulls back the hammers, power switches.
Allowed.
Kind of like...
Is it gold plated?
No, they're
Pearl,
silver.
man.
they're Naboo silver. Yeah.
Yeah.
Naboo silver
Did
with
you change
mother
into
of
your
pearl
special
inlay
pants?
on the hand grips.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I had those on when we left.
Listen, Remy came by some money. Not as much as Bruto.
Still a sore subject.
Right. So you guys are kind of like panicking a little bit. I'm gonna have you guys. Well, actually, so here's what happens. You drop down to a knee, take a firing stance. You pull your gun out, and you're just kind of like one hand on Vox, like covering his mouth area.
Suffocating him.
Yeah, just kind of like wildly aiming your gun around at the darkness. Remy has both his guns pointed forward, looking really cool, but also aiming the direction you guys came from. And Vox is just like, he's just kind of shaking. And you see more vents, and you could have sworn that you saw shadows moving in the light of the green fire. And another vent goes off, and you see these dark eyes reflecting at you. These two black eyes reflecting green right at you. And you see probably 3 of them. And then another vent goes off behind you, and you're kind of aiming guns, and you see more eyes reflecting in the darkness, the green fire.
Somebody cast light.
All right, I'm probably going to have you guys roll discipline. I know Remy's probably looking like, I want to sense something. I want to sense other beings.
Yeah.
Character sheet help.
He was actually looking for how to take boosts in a race, in a foot race in the green
Is
area.
this a race? We're being pursued.
Is this a chase scene?
Discipline?
What do we roll against?
Yeah,
Or-
this is just straight discipline. You guys are preparing to be attacked.
Yay. We have 2 success, 1 success, 2 advantage, and 2 success.
Okay, so it sounds like you guys all succeeded with more than 1 success. So you guys will all
Well,
have
I
the...
only have 1.
Okay, with any advantage or
2.
anything? Okay, so you guys will go before these creatures. But you can hear them just tearing through the earth as they start running towards you guys. He yells to run. But you guys also feel like there's no way you're going to outrun these creatures. What do you do?
The subtitles say run, but we didn't catch that.
Yeah.
And he just starts running. He just starts running.
If we turn around and
Violently.
look behind us, we can see something, but it's backwards. Can't really read it.
Yeah, that's fair. Text in space, man. It's weird. It's weird. I think Spaceballs makes that joke where they like crash into the text or something. I don't know. It's been a long time since I saw Spaceballs. Anyways, you guys are being attacked. What do you do?
Cool.
Basically, everyone, all 5 of you will go before they go.
The guy took off.
He's like kind of running, like gesturing for you guys to get up there.
I think I'll follow the guide.
Okay, so you're gonna
I'm
move.
a little out of my element right now.
Yep.
I'm
So
probably going to move and fire
Okay.
wildly and panicked into the darkness.
Go ahead and shoot. This will be using kind of concealment rules.
Can I aim at the darkness?
I would like to fire at the darkness. Magic missile. I'm pretty sure concealment does mechanic stuff.
Is it just setbacks?
I'm a real good book reader and rules guy. So all of your shots will take 3 setbacks.
Wow. All right.
Shoot.
Just a lot.
Yeah, you guys are firing into the darkness. Magic missile.
What's the difficulty?
Right. So these creatures are at medium range by the time the fires illuminate them. Furthermore,
This is so many dice. We haven't rolled this many dice in a long time.
yeah. So just 2 poiples,
We
3
get a
black.
boost for aiming, even though we don't know we're aiming at.
Yeah, you just won't get to. But you can't double move in this game, right? Unless you give up your action.
It takes strain.
Okay. Yeah. So if you want to sprint, don't aim.
Can I get a boost for my dog-like perception? You know, to hear really well.
You can't sprint if you do.
to perk your ears.
That's a minor action.
Unfortunately, that is a minor action. Yep, says right here on
Well.
the GM screen. It doesn't talk about concealment rules, but
Dog ears?
Tatooinean ears perk. Yep.
So I hit
Surprised
the
it didn't say it in the
darkness,
character.
but apparently I feel bad about it. So I got 3 success with 3 threat.
Okay, yeah. So 3 success. So you're gonna shoot one of these mammer jammers.
And then it lights up and I really see it really bad.
Perfect. I love that. Right. So you shoot one, and it looks like a giant ape that moves like a wolf, has no hair, giant claws, twisted horn ears, and ravenous, ferocious teeth.
And an English accent.
Unhand thee! Yeah. I have pictures.
Smarts, I say.
Oh my!
Oh, you guys dropped something back there.
Just shoot me!
Why have you done this? All right. So these are the creatures,
Creepy.
Do you bite your thumb at me,
Yeah.
sir?
and here's the guide in the village.
Okay.
Yeah. Cool. All right.
So I hit for 13.
Roger that.
12.
12. Okay. So you hit it. It hisses in some sort of vile, dark language. Not language, but just kind of. And you hit for 12?
Yeah.
Okay. It is still alive, and you have slowed it, but when you fire and you see it, you're like, oh, sheep!
No, but it shows up on the subtitles.
Capital shit, yeah. Right. Who wants to go next?
You just want strain for those 3.
Yeah.
I'll go ahead and go next. Do you want to hand me a couple of those black?
If you really want.
Maybe 2 more. So I'm going to be firing with both of my guns. So I added an extra purple.
Okay. Are you still running too, I'm assuming?
Yeah.
You're doing a full movement? Okay.
And I'm using the force to shoot as well.
Use the force.
To hurt these things as they dwell in their natural environment.
Yeah.
And you're the
Go to their
intruder.
house and shoot them, young Padawan. Alright, what'd you get?
4 success.
4 success. For a total how much
Heal
damage?
it.
Base 7.
Are you shooting the same one Bruto just did? Or are you shooting a different one?
I don't think we have any way of knowing.
There's probably one coming up behind you that you're shooting at. I'm gonna probably say that in the confusion, you guys are all shooting at individual
different
targets.
ones.
Yeah. All right. So how much?
So that would be 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
11 total.
Yep.
Okay. You also get a blood curdling kind of.
I really wanted some advantage there, but I didn't get any.
Oh no. You have advantage. My heart's doing.
Oh, thanks, man.
All right. And with that being said, as you guys are kind of running, Remy, you're kind of firing at something behind you. You hear Bruto shooting at something, and he's just kind of like, "Look out!" You know, he starts to panic a little bit, and then we'll say that Var sees, you know, you're running, you're kind of keeping pace with Vox, making sure he doesn't get snatched up by this darkness, and you're looking ahead, and the tour guide turns and like spears one as it gets close. And then from behind, he just gets tackled by a different one. And he just collapses to the ground and he's getting ravaged by two of them.
I'm gonna aim at one of them.
The one on top?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright.
And Var kills the tour guide.
Perfect.
Either
Classic.
I kill him or
Classic
someone
Var.
else does, so either way, tour guide's gonna die.
I'm getting mauled, help me! Oh, I got you.
Something that's engaged.
I have one rank in ranged light. I've got
I
this.
got this.
Right? One of the purples turns to a red when you shoot at something engaged.
Oh, yeah.
I hate
Because
you.
if you despair,
Oh,
you
yeah.
shoot.
I hate you.
Hey, rules are rules. We might not look them up or know them, but rules are
Yeah,
rules.
but only one person remembered that at the table here, and he had to say it out loud.
You want to win by cheating?
Yes.
Yes, you do.
Yeah, uh-huh.
Yes, you do. In this darkness, yes, you do.
Nobody can see it.
Okay, well,
In fact, we didn't
that was
roll these
okay.
points. We just said
Yeah,
six.
you guys might want to
you're gonna
use those soon.
Yeah, I just remembered we can use those.
By the way, they have 6 light side points, and remember, it is a house rule to flip all of them to have Tony
win.
Cupcake show up and save the scene.
win the game.
Yeah, to win the game. Yeah. Turns out the temple's down in the Darklands.
We just so happened to be on the next place Darth Vader wanted to go on a rampage.
Oh man, that's crazy.
But he's only after dark ape things.
Oh man, that's actually
They
crazy.
wronged him.
I
What
have
is Darth Vader not into these days?
I have 2 fails and 1 threat.
2 fails, 1 threat. Okay, so you start firing wildly. You miss. Despair would mean that you hit the tour guide, but you fire. You're trying extra hard not to hit him, but unfortunately you're not doing anything to deter them from attacking him, and that's going to make you sad. This makes you take sad damage for 1 threat.
Toby!
That's strange.
And he gets back. He's like, "That's not my name.
All he says is he's dying.
My name was Tataba."
You'll be in our hearts,
I don't know how I got Toby from that. That's kind of fucked up. I think I might be specious. All right, so,
They all look the same.
oh jeez,
We're assholes.
you just get to say that because you're Klaatuanian.
Yeah.
Yep.
I can say that.
Yep. All right,
It's okay,
so
you thought my sister was me.
deal. So
The same.
I don't have stats for Asha. So she shoots, and we'll just roll the force die for both Asha and Vox. Cool.
Okay.
Cool. All right, so this is for Asha shooting stuff. She gets 1 dark point, so that's just going to be miss. No ill effect. And then Vox. Hui. Vox gets 1 light side, so he too is shooting at the tour guide getting ravaged. He has a much lower firing point. Pops up his disruptor, hits it in the hip. This creature starts to shriek out in the echo. It feels like you guys are in a cave. This howl echoes so weirdly and eerily. And you see green flames shoot up, and you hear more of the pack off in the distance. And you guys might want to pick up the pace. The tour guide starts to scramble up. He uses his spear to help him get up, and he starts limping. And he at this point, he is just making it for the village where he knows that there might be a little bit more safety. All right, that will end the kind of first round for you heroes. I'm going to basically make an attack on Remy, who's probably the rear guard at this point. So,
I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of expecting Vox to shoot the tour.
yeah, double black.
Double
maybe
black,
next time.
yeah.
Yep. Okay,
Force did
so
not will it.
they have
You gotta roll a
stuff.
double black and then another double black for that. Let's be real.
That's just for the insta kill.
Right. So they have.
You can survive without limbs.
They apparently grow back for some of you.
It happens all the time in Star Wars.
All right.
It happened to you.
It could happen to you. It happened to
Cool.
me.
So I'm just going to have basically 2 of them at the back trying to go after you. They're not going to use anything special. Do you have any bonuses or defenses or anything like that that might come into play?
I have like
force bullshit. Save the day for Remy.
so I can suffer a number of strain no greater than ranks and dodge, then upgrade the difficulty of the check by that number. So we're gonna do that.
Okay. How many rings of dodge do you have?
2, so I can suffer 2 strain.
So it's 2 reds now? Goes 2
yeah.
purples to 2 reds? Okay.
I don't even think that's force bullshit.
It was.
Oh,
It was the Ataro Striker one.
never mind. That sounds like something the Ace Pilot would have.
Alright. So they have 3 advantage. Your force bullshit saved you. Right, so 3
Tuck
advantage.
and roll out of the way.
So let's talk about this cinematically, right? You're using your... Is that lightsaber stuff?
I mean, it is, but it doesn't say you have to use the lightsaber to dodge. But
You're lucky.
I was planning on
You're
pulling
lucky.
my lightsaber out as I roll.
You're lucky, because that argument holds ground. Right, so it's you're doing your gypsy dodge, right? You're doing your gypsy dodge. So 2 of them lurch at you at the same time. How do you avoid their attack?
I roll in between one of them's legs, like I kind of catch it, like the force like is like, hey, Crifter, there's something right here, and I like,
Is that your spider sense? Hey, dumbass.
yep,
Do this now or die.
and so I like dodge, like
Okay.
and roll through its legs as it
Okay.
like, comes to like
Deal. So
smash me.
what I'm going to say is you dodge one of them, they kind of crash into each other and tumble, and in that tumble it catches your leg as you like get back up and start running again. It catches your leg, you hit your other leg to it, and you're going to tumble to the ground with their advantage. So
Okay.
they knock you prone. It'll take a movement to get up
Okay.
on your next turn. All right, that concludes the first round. I would highly recommend you guys double move. You guys are pretty much 3 moves out from the village edge.
Yeah, how do I get to the village the fastest?
Double move, taking strain.
Gotta do that.
But then you'll still be just outside of it.
I still do
Okay,
that.
so you're going to go first. You're going to double move. You can take... So you take 2 strain, and you still have an action, or you cannot take strain. So you can double move, and that's it. Or you can double move, take strain, and shoot.
I'm just running.
Okay, you just run at this
yeah,
point?
yeah.
Okay, and you're just, Vox, let's roll!
Yep.
Yeah. And you just, womp! And which translates, subtitles say, I should have stayed at the Griffin ship! Alright, so,
Yeah, I'm like pushing Vox to try and make
Yep.
him go faster.
so Remy
that's
kind
how
of
it
sounds
works.
like he's in trouble. The tour guide, Toby's just making a run for it. What do you guys do? Probably more you, knowing that Remy kind of tripped and fell.
So I have that knowledge that Remy hit the ground.
Yeah, you kind of heard him tumble. You guys are like looking around. You guys have maybe little capsules of that mushroom for kind of light that you can hold out.
You would have heard Remy yell, "Ah, Sith spit!"
He always yells that when he trips, when he gets tripped by
I know exactly what that means.
Bliffers.
Because it's the only
Bliffers.
time he uses that one. That's his
Remy
slip.
fell, everybody stop!
It's his slip or trip keyword.
Classic Remy.
I think so. Remy is in the behind, so he didn't move like we did.
He did run. He did.
Oh,
he
you
did.
did?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So he's just at the tail end of your group.
I think I'm gonna provide him cover fire.
Okay. Deal.
Remy, come on, we gotta go. Get to the village.
Remy, stop horsing around.
Get off your ass. And I'm gonna kind of backpedal and move as I'm doing so,
Okay.
trying to help keep the 2 that are on him occupied.
Deal. So we could kind of make up like suppressing fire. I don't know if that's
Sure.
a thing, but let's just
I'll do
make it
that
up.
to. I will suppress these guys.
Deal. So, let's basically make your 2 purples into 2 reds, and that will be all the bad stuff. Now, the double, like if there is 1 despair, it's not hitting Remy, but if there's 2 despairs, then it might hit Remy.
I'm just shooting a lot of times. I'm gonna upgrade.
Okay. Oh, great. Now Tony Cupcake's not going to save the day.
So, do
Look
I-
what you did. The fans at home are pissed.
He
Do
would have
I-
brought cupcakes. That's what Six
Pluto.
White does.
Do I need darkness setbacks?
Yep.
Okay.
We finally would have got our free cupcakes that he promised.
Oh,
Promise
man.
me shit. I'm sorry, Remy. Well, Remy's not dead, so that's good.
Yet.
I have 2 failures with 2 advantage.
Okay. So you do suppress them. You don't hit any of them. You don't finish them off. What would you like to use your advantage for?
I think just recover strain.
Okay. Deal.
Or, we'll give Remy a boost to get his ass out.
Okay.
However, he's going to need to do that.
Deal.
If it's lightsaber, if it's sprinting, if it's acrobatics nonsense.
Perfect. You had 3 advantage, right?
2.
Okay. All right. Remy.
Yeah, so I'm on the ground, and I stand up, and as I do that, I use a quick draw to, just drop one of my blasters and pull my lightsaber out and spark it into...
Oh, I have a button for that.
Brace yourselves!
Brace yourself, Jenny.
Maybe.
Just get as far away from the speaker as possible.
That's what I do.
So
The
now
hype
that I
was
have
not real.
a lightsaber, do I still have blacks for darkness?
No. No. Because it provides... What color is your lightsaber? Orange?
Orange.
Yeah. It provides a real nice
I already grabbed
orange
Yeah.
clashing with the green fire. I'm trying to think of a holiday or something dumb that's orange and green. Maybe a sports ball team. It looks like the Miami Dolphins down here. Cool.
Seattle
Says,
Supersonics. That's an
cool.
old team.
Says a 9-year-old. All right. Or Dolphins fans. Fuck you. All right.
LA's Valiants.
I don't watch sports ball anyways.
Football!
Okay, let's see what I got.
Oh, he's
here.
totally gonna Wampa this one.
That was my ice cream scooping arm.
I'm gonna use
wanna be
one of those
friend.
to get rid of
Do you
that.
think Wampas eat ice cream?
And
Do you think
I
they
got
call it
one
ice
to-
cream, or you think they just call it cream?
They just call it Wampa milk cream? Oh.
15 damage.
Oh. Remy kills. Yeah, that's definitely gonna describe how you kill it.
So I kind of stand up. and I'm
Remember,
still...
these things have cool tails, so if you want to incorporate that in your narration, feel free to do so. Oh, that changes everything. Oh,
These things have what?
tails.
Tail.
Yeah.
I,
What did you think I said?
I had no idea.
Yeah.
Nails.
Yeah.
No, I honestly didn't hear
These
you.
things have taxes, so feel free to incorporate that.
Damn it, do we have to file them?
No, you're good.
I
I don't want to play that game. That'll be our next
Not
campaign.
any more than
Stay
I have to.
tuned. We're playing Powered by the Apocalypse.
I cut off its tail and it turns back into a little child.
What the hell goes on in your brain?
What?
Dragon Ball.
Oh,
They're
okay.
big monkey
Okay.
guys. But...
Okay.
Kidding.
That makes more sense,
I'm
but still.
kidding.
I thought you meant the tail turned into a little kid.
No.
I think you're talking about the video game Rampage.
Both insane.
Both great.
All
They
right.
made a movie out of both of them.
Anyways.
Now I'm
So I actually, as I'm like sparking the lightsaber up, I chop its leg.
I like it too. It's pitch black. You fire up the lightsaber as one's jumping at you, right?
Yeah, and I kind of like swipe up and I like take its leg out and then maybe like grab its tail with like my offhand and like bring it back and just like put the lightsaber like straight through the heart of it.
I'm gonna need a xenology check to know where the heart of this creature is.
Well, it has 4, Martin. It's not hard to hit.
Okay, that's fine. I'll allow it. Bullshitting monster science is a trait that Remy has.
You know Remy says.
Did you know that Corellians have 2 dicks? That explains
by
why you're
side,
such a
not over
dickhead. Perfect. All right. So you kill something really cool. You guys are running. Remy's kind of holding the fort back, dancing with his lightsaber, doing some really cool stuff.
What does the like surrounding look like now too? Now that it's a little more lit.
Just from your lightsaber?
Yeah.
It's still the same kind of barren earth. There's not as much creatures as you guys thought. The sound travels really weird down here, and so it gives the illusion that there's more, or that they have a way to communicate, projecting different howls and stuff. So as you guys kind of are running, you guys just kind of haul ass in there. Asha and Vox are just double moving until they get to the village. There's a shot of Bruto like retreating fire, Remy just kind of cutting through the darkness as creatures come in. They only have like, I don't know, a meter or two before they're seen, and so you're just kind of cutting, looking for the orange reflected off the beady eyes. As you guys make it to the village edge, you see a bunch of soldiers start to kind of come and get spears, and they start howling back at these creatures, and the creatures kind of stop and slither into the darkness.
You can talk to them?
With one of the corpses that's still there, I'm kind of still like slashing at it with the lightsaber, like not even making an attempt at the village, just kind of like really letting it like.
Yeah, so it's like still crawling at you, and you just cutting pieces off of it, and it's just dragging a nub at you, and you just kind of drive your lightsaber down and then turn it off.
I think I would use it to walk back to the village once I do, but I'd probably stand there for an uncomfortably long second, just like with the lightsaber like buried in it, and like you can't see anything, and then it like slowly lights back up again, and then like Remy stands there and then slowly starts walking towards the village.
Deal. That's pretty cool. One cool point, sir. All right, so you guys, you guys reach the edge of the village. The guide is bleeding. He has cuts and bites marks all over his body, and he starts immediately explaining to the villagers like, they're okay. I brought them here. That's the sense you're getting. And then
and now I die.
And then he gestures towards the two, towards Asha and Bruto, and you see them kind of gesturing back. You guys head deeper into the village, and you hit some of these huts that are built from like the same kind of earthen material, but they look to be a lot more sturdy, a lot more secure. And as you push into the tent, you see a guard like holding a short spear like at your throats, and there's just probably like 20 or 30 terrified looking children in this tent. And when they see strangers coming to the tent, he just kind of Hasa, and he's just screaming at you. And
we're with Toby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That one.
Yeah.
He's cool. Right?
You know the guy.
So then you see this like elder lady kind of stand up, and she kind of stands above the crowd, and she's holding this tiny Klatooinian kind of child who's probably no more than 2 years old, your species age. And well, actually, is that right for timeline? How long has it been since you saw your sister?
It's been a while.
Okay, so we'll say actually it's probably 1 year old. So she stands up. She has this Klatooinian babe, 1 year old, dressed in the same kind of rags as these people, and Asha just just pushes through the crowd, just tears streaming down her face, and she picks up her daughter, whose name is something cool.
Not Grifter.
Nasasano. Yeah. Which is also your oldest sister,
yeah.
If you remember.
That's right.
Right. So she picks up and she's just whispering in Klatooinian, Nasasano. And you hear the kind of howls of the night, and they start to slither away as these Evoki keep chanting into the darkness. And it's almost turning into this like swelling of like this ritualistic kind of thing. And at the very end, almost cinematically, a green pyre of flame erupts in the middle of the village. And it just gets quiet right afterwards. And there's just the hush whispers of the villagers and the children. What do you guys do?
I think I'm going to walk up.
Okay.
I guess meet my niece.
Yeah, so it's kind of cluttered behind you. You come over the shoulder and kind of put a soft hand on Asha's shoulder, and she just turns and she goes, I want you to meet your uncle. And she gently hands you this tiny pup.
I'll tell you, Asha, you made a cute kid.
Thank you. Now, can we go?
You got nothing to worry about, Nasasano. Your uncle's gonna take care of you.
And so you guys recuperate for a few minutes, catch your breath. Toby's wounds are dressed as primitively as their medicine is.
Well, I've got stims. I'm
Okay.
going to
Deal.
help Toby.
Deal. Actually, you go to Stimpack him and he refuses your strange device.
No, Toby, it's medicine.
Okay, roll me a charm or a medicine check.
Let's do medicine. That's intelligence based.
Yeah, you show him the stim packs and Vox is like, wah, 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 and he sticks you into another one.
Damn.
Vox.
Difficulty?
I'm going to say 2 with 1 setback.
I didn't take no Hippocratic Oath, so I don't have to worry about it. I have a lack of success with 1 threat.
Okay. Right, so with 1 threat. Okay, so you as accustomed, you're like, oh, don't worry about that, and you go to like stab him with it, and he gets like really defensive and starts shouting at you, and like even one of the spear tips aims at you again, and you're just like,
medicine, feel good,
Bruto, just put it away.
no bleed.
Askava,
Put it away.
no, digga.
Okay.
And he's just threatening you.
Guess I just put it back in my bag.
Okay, and they kind of relax a little bit, but keep you at a distance. All right, so
Okay.
they kind of treat his wounds for a minute, and then he, as he's getting ready to leave, he basically gestures at 2 soldiers, and he says, "They go with us." And he gestures the way of the dead bodies at the edge of town.
Okay.
Okay, and he kind of gestures and he's just kind of trying to gesture speed, like as fast as we can. And so you guys set out on this like crazy pace, and the baby starts to cry, and Asha's trying to get Nasasno to stop crying, and Vox, whoa, he's like really sad for the baby, and you guys just run, and you see these every single time one of these green flame pillars erupts, you guys get this terrible, what's up, guy?
Oh, I just wanted to do that so as like, as we were going, like, starting out, like, I kicked my blaster that I left on the ground and was like, oh.
Deal. You kick it, trip
keep
over
this
it,
way out of
pick
mine.
it up. Yep, cool. All right, so you guys are running a little bit. You guys are sprinting, not a little bit. You guys are sprinting for a while, and you guys are exhausted. I'm gonna have you all make what is it? Resilience. To keep a steady pace.
God, Martin, you're making us pull out the weird skills.
Yeah.
What's that against?
You can tell the campaign's ending when I'm pulling out the weird stuff.
What's that against?
Difficulty?
I have a rank in this.
I'm gonna say the pace
I hate
he's
you
putting you
both.
guys at is a 3 difficulty. I'm sorry, you're
don't know.
sprinting through the
When
darkness trying not to
picked up
die.
this rank.
Would you like me to lower the difficulty
Probably
so you could go
actually.
slower?
No, I'd like you to
actually.
pull a reason why I should get a boost.
Apparently, I like to run.
I don't. That's a wash.
Nothing surprises me about that sentence. Var doesn't like to run.
I have a complete wash.
Should I use a point?
That seems like a bad idea, so sure.
I mean, I could always attack you instead.
Nope.
Okay.
We used a point.
Okay. Go.
Oh, there's no reason why we should need those later, right?
I don't think so.
Wow. I mean, she runs, but she's really not happy about it.
A lot of threat.
It takes a lot out of her.
But 2 success also.
What's your result?
3 threat and
Yeah.
2 success?
Okay, so any threat will be taken as strain. I'm assuming you guys all
Yay!
succeed.
Yeah, 1 success, 1 threat for me.
Okay.
I have 3 success, a triumph, and 1 threat.
Deal. So, what would you like to use your triumph for? Keeping in mind that Asha and Vox are still running, they're thematically running, so we can use that to keep their spirit up and their
Yeah.
pace up. Okay.
Especially
Especially running with a droid. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
He doesn't have convenient
And a
story-driven
child.
rocket boosters.
Or a hover sled.
Or,
Yep.
yeah.
Hey,
Yep.
at least he's not going backwards.
All the way through.
That would sound amazing in these caves.
It might scare the
100%.
monsters off, though.
Yeah. What beast is this? They say in their alien creature
It
tongue.
never has to breathe. The sound just continues.
Deal. So you guys, after a grueling sprint through pitch black, like I think that the camera even shows this like wide shot where there's just like a horizon and there's like little glowing green balls kind of just running down the
Like,
landscape.
Sprinting through the hills of Rohan.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but like super dark and
Yeah.
spooky. Yeah. Probably something more like Stranger Things. I don't know. Anyways, super cool shot. Cinematographer's like, fuck yeah, right? And you guys finally see this glowing green village at the edge of sight again. You guys keep sprinting, glowing green flames shooting up. You guys hear the clicking, you guys hear the howls, but you also hear the dancing and revelry and this ritualistic chanting coming from the village. You guys reach the original village, and you guys just collapse at the edge of the village as the soldiers kind of pat you, and the elder comes up. He goes, You have survived. Good job." And he turns to the two scouts and he basically starts saying, talking to them, the two guardians that came with you. He gives them each a ration pack that you guys had handed out earlier. They sit down and they start eating, and then as you guys see them finish eating, because you guys are hanging out for a second, just catching your breath before you get back on the ship, you see those guys start walking back in the distance the way they came, and you're just like, fuck that life.
There's reasons why I prefer space.
Yeah, absolutely. So as you guys kind of collect yourselves, you have a couple minutes. Remy, somebody goes and checks on the ship. I'm assuming it's Remy.
Yeah.
Only a couple things were stolen,
And we stole
The CD deck out of the dashboard.
Do we still have the radio?
The antenna was ripped off, but you... yeah.
Yeah, right, we can make a
the
mechanics
side
check
view,
to-
the rearview mirror gone. Side view mirror's gone.
Mechanics check to fix the radio.
I suppose. I mean,
Rip the antenna off.
you have one station because they ripped the deck and the antenna off, so you can't really change
It's
stations.
just Imperial Talk Radio.
Oh,
It's the only thing that's coming through this deep in the
Oh,
Nevada.
man.
Listen here, loyalists. We've got some rebel scum out on the outer.
Let's talk about how bad these aliens
Oh
are.
yeah, they're putting stuff in the water that's making the darn Nala tree frogs gay.
The Huts are eating those! Now what's that gonna do to them? What's that gonna do to us?
Yeah, so you guys
You
spend,
should be mad!
you spend the next hour and a half listening to this guy screaming.
Buy my peanuts as Handman pills.
No.
I could just
I'm
shoot the
mad.
radio.
I'm an Imperial. I got heart pumping through. I got blood pumping through my heart.
Red-blooded Imperial.
Right. So
After a while, it changes to like a coast to coast AM type show, and it's like a
you
Collins.
guys
and they're like-
change. You guys change stations
As we
You're like,
travel through.
Why is all this on Nar Shaddaa? Like, yeah.
I saw a spaceship across the sky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are
And
you calling in
everyone
for, buddy? I'm telling you, man, there's aliens out there. Cool. So, right. So
this
you
guy
guys,
like made the cup levitate.
you guys get,
We have
back
these
on your.
things in our blood called midichlorians.
All right, man. That's where I'm going to cut you off. You sound crazy. Click.
Now my Uncle George told me about it.
Click, click, click. Hey, Jim. Jim's the producer of the show. You guys have learned enough of this during the ride back. Hey, Jim, make sure the crazies aren't calling in today.
I swear
We're trying to run a radio show over here.
I swear this car ride wasn't this long on the way down.
No, not at all. Not at all. Yeah.
Remy,
So
you taking the long way back?
yeah. You guys pass by a couple more green light villages, and
Secretly,
you're like, "Are you
Remy
going
is like
deeper?"
entertained by it, and is like
Yeah.
flying in a circle. They don't know.
Remy used to listen to the Imperialist show back when he
Oh
was
yeah,
on Corellia.
that was his radio station.
Yeah, that's what kind of got
He
him
only
to
started
join.
going quick when we switched to the coast to coast. This guy's talking about floating
It
cups.
turns out it has a fourth gear. Let's go. Yeah. Yeah. So you guys end up flying out of the Darklands. You hit the valve works. You guys have to go through the out processing line while there's a bunch of other ships flying. You start
two
to
more people.
you start to return to civilization, and you each take a deep breath.
Oh my god, a street light.
Yeah, like you're stuck in traffic for like 15 minutes, and you're like, thank God.
I just like ease back in the seat and just breathe.
Yeah. And so, like, I kind of like that there's a shot, like, the entire flight back to the valve works. You're just kind of looking at your sister holding her babe, and just kind of, maybe for the first time ever, we see Bruto smile. I don't know.
And it looks like that.
He's just like,
I'm so
no,
happy
he's just
right
like,
now.
Everyone's like, what's wrong with Bruto? And they're like, that's how Clatuinians smile. And he's like, oh, God.
I'm just so happy.
Tears are streaming down his face, and it looks like someone just shit in his pants. Yeah.
It's just nice.
I've never seen him make that face before. I thought it was Asha doing it.
Deal. So, with us returning back through the valve works, you guys gain clearance to leave. You guys start heading up, and out of this horrible nightmare that was the Undercity of Nar Shaddaa. We will call that a session. We will see you again next week for more Legacy of Ash. Who's feeling rusty?
Me.
Me.
But I'm ready.
Well,
I'm just feeling corroded.
Get out of here. Get the fuck out of here. Fuck are you previously on?
So, we met my sister. When are we meeting Remy's sister?
What? Truth be told,
More surprise family.
Remy's mom back in the day was actually supposed to be a sister, but there was too many sisters already.
They're one of
There were
those
too many
families.
sisters.
Too many sisters, so it became a mom.